Right guys, so today I have a home-cooked Taiwanese meal planned. I have Taiwanese pork ragu and a stir-fried of tomato with scrambled eggs. And then we're going to make a simple fried rice. This meal is gonna be delicious and wholesome. For the Taiwanese pork ragu, it's all about the 5 spices. I got cinnamon, cloves, star anise, fennel seeds, and Szechuan peppercorn. And with that, I have garlic, onion, mushroom, eggplants. And for the stir-fried of tomatoes and eggs, I got this beautiful beefsteak tomatoes. So, let's get going. Right, let's make the Taiwanese ragu first. Using a food processor, first, chop up the onion, garlic, mushroom, and eggplant. Or you could use a knife to chop them out really finely. You just want to chop them up to the size of a ground pork, so they will all be cooked together nicely. Right, we're ready to make the pork ragu. I got the pork, the veggie, and the seasoning. This is 90% of the game, getting organized. The next 10% is just cooking and having fun. Right, the oil is nice and hot, so let's go in with the pork. Keep the fire nice and high because the pork is going to chill the pan. You can hear it. Right, and now you can hear it, the noise has come back up. That means the water from the pork has been evaporated and now it's sizzling. Without frying the pork too much, let's add the veggies. At this point, we're going to add a little bit of salt. Not so much because we'll be adding soy sauce as well. And you really just want to cook off the water from the veggies. So a very simple principle in cooking is that you're trying to get rid of just enough water content to concentrate the flavor of the ingredients. But you don't want to overdo it so the ingredients become too dry. And an easy way to gauge the amount of water being removed is by listening to the pot. If the sound gets louder and louder, that means the water is being removed. Your ingredients is being fried in the oil. Right, spices, seasoning, stock, we're about to go in and start the stewing process. Just listening to the pot. It's getting louder and louder. That means the water is being removed. Right, let's take a closer look. You see the brown bits at the bottom? That's because the pork and the veggies are being fried. And if it's nice and brown, that's all very flavorful. And to get the brown bits and all the flavor into the stew, add liquid, water, stock, whatever it is, and start scraping the bottom of the pot on medium heat. And the flavor and the brown bits will go into the stew. Everything in here is already cooked. You could have it if you want. We're just gonna let it cook a little longer because we want the spices to really fully develop the flavor inside of the stew. So the pork ragu is simmering away on the stove. Let's get on with the stir fry. For the tomatoes, just cut them into bite size. We're gonna beat the eggs and thinly slice the scallions. So for the tomatoes, cut them in half and get rid of the core. And then just make incisions right here. And then turn it around, cut that in half. That's it. We're about to do a stir fry, and the cardinal rule for doing a stir fry is to have everything ready. Because when you go, you just go. So we got tomatoes, followed by scallion, followed by the eggs. And that's the seasonings. For my white powder seasonings, I got salt, sugar, and MSG. Whenever you cook tomatoes, these 3 powder are your best friend. I promised you. Right, let's run this very quickly because when we go, there's no stopping. Pan on, high heat, cook the tomatoes and scallions on high heat. Season, add the eggs, turn the heat down, done. Right, oil is shimmering, it's nice and hot, let's go. Scallions in, Season it. Very important, once you smell a little bit of char from the tomatoes and scallions, add your eggs. And then quickly stir it. And then turn the heat down. Look at that, beautiful. The eggs are still nice and soft. When you add the eggs, make sure to only cook them for 3 to 5 seconds and get them out of the pan as soon as you can. Right, last item, fried rice. Since we have a lot of things going on, we got the meat sauce, we got the stir fry, so let's keep the fried rice nice and simple with only scallions and onions. Right, pan on, high heat. Once the oil shimmers, add your onions. Season. Once you see some color on your onions, add your rice. And just leave it and let it cook. Right, I know you have the urge to flip, to toss, but this is not a wok. The heat is not aggressive enough to burn it yet. So just let it cook. Get it all nice and crispy and lovely. Lovely. After 10 seconds, now you can flip and you can toss. Look at that caramelized onions. Now add some scallions in there to get some flavors. And another tip for keeping your fried rice nice and fluffy is to not move it too much so you don't make the rice gluey by stirring it. Right, another 15 seconds have gone by. Now let's flip it one more time. That's it. Off the heat. Look at that char. That's it. Simple technique and patience. Amazing. Amazing. You are looking at a typical home-cooked Taiwanese meal. Fried rice, pork ragu, and a stir fry of tomato and eggs. Let's dig in.